Hi, and welcome to Mimi and More. I am Mimi, and this is a channel about being over 60, life, and mostly now about travel, full-time travel actually, since a few weeks ago, my husband and I embarked on a life of full-time travel. So that's what the focus is going to be on most of the videos, but I'm going to try to do some things in between, talk a little bit about beauty and just some other stuff along the way. So you're not always being bombarded about where my next new city is. And speaking of which, if you're interested in where we're going next, please do stay tuned. At the end of the video, I'm going to share with you our 2026 plans and where we will be headed for the rest of the year, at least as it stands as of today. So we are in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. We have been here for 3 weeks and 1 day now. I really am having a hard time to believe that we've been here for 3 weeks, and frankly, that this is actually my life. It's kind of overwhelming on many days, but mostly I do sometimes get a little welled up when I think about how lucky I am. So we'll talk about San Miguel a little bit. I'll show you some highlights of the city and talk a little bit about our travels and where we've been. Life in San Miguel has been a slow pace, obviously a much slower pace for us, but we do try to get out every single day and try something new, do something new, even if it's just walking down a couple of streets that we've never walked down before. So the life seems to really happen in the center of town, in the big square, and we do try to go there every day. It's full of lots of different cafes and places to sit and people watch. There's a huge church that has mass a couple of times a day, and there's lots of mariachis that can serenade you. So Raphael and I have this rule, no holding hands walking through the plaza, because inevitably some mariachi will want to serenade us, and Raphael does that on his own, so we don't need a mariachi band. But we're going to show you a couple anyway, just so you can see them. Definitely historical ruins to see right outside of San Miguel, and here you'll see Raphael climbing down one at Cañada de la Virgen. San Miguel has a lot of hustle and bustle. If you want to go to the Tuesday market, which we did go to the first week we were here, that is, I've never seen anything quite like it. It's like 3 football fields, and they sell everything from shoes to clothes to food. So if you're coming to San Miguel, you might definitely want to venture down to the Tuesday market. But it's interesting because at the same time, for as busy as like the plaza is, especially on the weekends, we find that when we're walking through town, once we sort of take 1 or 2 turns off of the center plaza, you can walk down a street that nobody's on, or that 1 or 2 people are on, and it's really just so picturesque and so beautiful. So it can be busy in the center, but 2 blocks away, and it is super peaceful and super quiet. So if you're wondering what to do at night at San Miguel, there's a lot of entertainment. We saw in the town square, there's a posting of all the live activities that are happening. There's a lot of performance, a lot of groups playing. There's even some theater. Some, of course, is just in Spanish, but there's a huge expat population here. So there's a lot of things in English as well. So you won't really, I don't think, be looking or longing for things to do here in terms of evening entertainment. We happened to stumble upon a flamenco performance. So, as you know, we love flamenco. I actually took a flamenco lesson in Spain, which honestly is one of the highlights of my travels so far. And I'm going to put a link to that short if you all want to see me dancing flamenco. And then we stumbled upon a fireworks demonstration one night. I believe it was in celebration of an anniversary of the town, and it was actually quite spectacular. So I'll here's a fireworks video so you can see that. So I'm sure many of you are wondering about the food in San Miguel, and for those of you who are watching who know me or know us, we are not huge fans of Mexican food, which I know is rather ironic for 2 people who are spending 2 months in Mexico. So there's a hint, by the way, of where we're still going to be in a couple of weeks. But We are trying some Mexican food here, and we also have tried many other foods here. If you don't care for Mexican food or you don't want a steady diet of Mexican food, you're not going to want for food here in San Miguel. You can get Italian. We've had some great Italian. We've had some great Japanese food. We've also been cooking, so there's an amazing supermarket here that we are quite taken with. It's our Saturday routine of going to the city market. I highly recommend it if you come to San Miguel. So we even had lunch inside the supermarket, but there are many, many food choices here, so you won't lack for anything culinary, if you will. There's a couple of Michelin star restaurants if you want, and then, there's the local taco cart that I'm going to drag Raphael to kicking and screaming for sure. Definitely for sure in San Miguel, one of the highlights has been the meetups that we've had with new traveling friends that we're meeting along the way. And, it's just such an amazing opportunity where we would otherwise never have met so many people. So we are enjoying the meetups, and we have a few more scheduled. As we travel through Mexico, we have one this next week coming up, and we have one in Mexico City as well. And so now you know our next destination. I let the cat out of the bag. So when we leave San Miguel de Allende, we are headed to Mexico City for a week. We are staying in an Airbnb. Mexico City is about an hour, that's wrong. About 170 miles, not an hour, 170 miles southeast of us. Am I getting that right? Yeah, southeast of us. And we're taking a bus down to Mexico City, and we'll be there for a week. And one of the things that Raphael is so proud of is my color-coded spreadsheet that I did trying to organize our travels. So I'm going to put that up on the screen now so that you can see it and share with you where we're headed. And I say, if there's someplace that you are interested in, please reach out. We'd love for you to join us, to have a meetup there. So we're in Mexico City for a week, and then from there we're going to fly to Merida, and we're going to spend 3 weeks in Merida. So it'll be a little bit of a contrast, and it's definitely much warmer in Merida. And I'm happy to say we have a little plunge pool, which I'm very excited about. I don't think Raphael really cares about it, but it's one of the reasons that I was attracted to this Airbnb. So after our 3 weeks in Merida, we head to Puerto Rico, where we are staying for a month. We will be in Isabela, Puerto Rico, which is on the west side of the island. I think I have that right. Please forgive me if my geography is not correct. And we're staying there for 25 days. And Raphael's really good friend lives there, so it gives him an opportunity to see him, which he normally doesn't. So we're excited about it. We are in a beach town there, and about a 10-minute walk right to the beach. So I'm excited about that. And then we do 3 more nights in Old San Juan in a different Airbnb, and then we get on a cruise. So we're taking a Virgin cruise from San Juan back home to New York. It's a nine-day cruise. We've sailed Virgin before. We really, really like the line. And yeah, so that's 9 days. So that leaves on March 28th, and we'll be back in New York, New Jersey, April 6th. So we're going to spend a couple weeks at home, visit my mom, my dad, and see friends and family, do some doctor's appointments, of course. And then we head out again in the middle of May, and that's when we'll be in Europe. So we are headed to Poland. Our first stop is Warsaw. We're going to spend a couple weeks in Warsaw and a couple weeks in Krakow. And I'm excited about that leg of the journey. I am half Italian and a quarter Polish and a quarter Czech. And so I've been to Italy a lot of times, but I've never been to Poland. So it'll be really interesting for me. And I'm excited about, just seeing that part of my history, my roots, if you will. Then we leave Poland and we head off to Vienna for 9 nights. And once we fly into Poland, all of the travel through this part of Europe, at least through Eastern Europe, is via train, which will be kind of fun, I think. So yeah, we're in Vienna for 9 nights, and from Vienna we go to Prague, hence my Czech background, and we stay for a little shy of 3 weeks in Prague. Then from there we have to get, we're not there for 90 days. We're not in a Schengen zone for 90 days, but we have to get out of Schengen because we're going to spend some additional time, which I'll tell you about in a second. So we're going to leave Prague and we're going to head to Albania, which is kind of interesting for us, but it gets us out of Schengen. And we're going to spend 4 weeks in Tirana, Albania. And then we have about a week or so, 10 days that I haven't quite filled in yet. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go. We may go to the southern part of Albania on the beach at that point. We may just go to London, actually, because in September on the 7th, we have booked two back-to-back princess cruises that will take us home. So the first leg of the cruise is, I think, 12 days, maybe 14. I'm not really sure. And we leave from Southampton and we go through parts of the UK and into Scotland, and then come back to Southampton, and then on the same ship leave again, and then head up through Scotland and then into Norway, which I'm excited about, and then over to Iceland and down into Halifax, and then into New York. So that puts us home in the beginning of October. So I'm very excited about that cruise. It'll take us through part of the UK, Scotland, and Norway. I don't know that I wanted to go to Norway, but I don't know that I would have wanted to stay in Norway. So this will be nice. We'll be in a different city every day. And again, 2 princess cruises. So if anybody's into cruising and those areas excite you, hop on. And then we're home for almost 3 months, but we'll stay in New Jersey for a bunch of weeks, see family again, and then not sure about November. We're not going to stay in New York. We may pop down to Florida and do some back-to-back cruises. We may go to Aruba for a week. We're open, so if anybody has any suggestions, we're open to it. And then we'll spend a couple weeks before Thanksgiving to Christmas with family again, and then we set out again, and we actually do know where we're going in the beginning of 2027, but you'll have to wait and follow us for the year if you want to find that out. But yeah, that wraps it up. That wraps up this video. Thank you for staying with me. If you like the video, please do hit the thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, I would appreciate it. And do subscribe if you want more videos from me, more content. We'll wrap up San Miguel at the end of next week, talk a little bit about our budget here and what we spent, what we were surprised about, what we fell into sync with, and we will see you in about a week's time. So until then, for all my friends in the Northeast, I'm so sorry I'm missing all the snow you're getting. It was a balmy 75 degrees here today, but yeah, so stay safe, and we will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.